Welcome to the Owner Identity Podcast, where we empower men experiencing same-sex attraction to live a life of purpose and possibility through the power of Christ and for the glory of God. My name is Jason Meller. I am so glad you're here. Come on in, have a seat. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Recently, I heard someone ask the question, are your goals something a dead person could accomplish? That question perked my ears. Their intention wasn't shame. It was awareness and alignment. They explained dead person goals by giving some examples. I want my same-sex attractions to go away. I'll stop using porn. I won't disappoint people. Those goals are valid, but they aren't expansive. In this episode, I want to talk briefly about how dead person goals get developed, what we can learn from them, and how we can reframe towards something more life-giving. And then we'll dive into legacy goals, goals that cause people to feel more alive when they're with us, change how they see the world, and further God's kingdom on earth in embodied ways. I remember lying in bed in my cinder block dorm room after viewing porn, and a thought came to mind. Honestly, it felt brilliant at the time. What if I didn't have any sexual drive at all? Now, I knew that wasn't possible, but I entertained that thought that evening. No temptation, no sexual sin, no guilt or shame, all purity all the time. My identity as the good Christian man wouldn't be in jeopardy. And more than anything, that idea brought relief. Looking back now, I can see something clearly that I couldn't see that night. That wasn't a vision for transformation. It was a vision for relief. I wasn't asking, who am I becoming? I was asking, how can I make this stop? Let me take this sexual drive away so the temptations will stop. And that's what dead person goals are really about. They're not evil. They're not lazy. They're not even wrong necessarily. They are protective. Dead person goals are formed when a part of us concludes, if this part of my humanity would just go away, then I would finally be okay. They're usually shaped by shame, fear of rejection, fear of disappointing God or others, a desire to belong, a desire to feel safe inside ourselves. And so, we set goals like, I won't sin, I won't feel desire, I won't disappoint people, I won't be rejected. But the hard truth that we usually miss is a dead person is usually pretty good at all those things. A dead person never sins. A dead person never feels desire, never disappoints anyone. A dead person is never rejected. So, if those are the end goals, what we're really aiming for is not life. It's non-existence. And here's where I want to be really careful and compassionate. Dead person goals are not the enemy. They are actually informative. They tell us where we've been hurt, what feels dangerous, what we are afraid will cost us love or belonging. That goal I had in my dorm room to have no sexual desire, it told me something important. It told me desire felt dangerous. Desire felt like a threat to my identity. Desire felt incompatible with being good. So instead of asking, how do I become mature enough to hold desire? I asked, how do I eliminate it? Dead person goals almost always show up when we don't yet have a vision for integration. We want to switch them to living person goals. Those goals don't ask, how do I make this go away? Living person goals ask, who do I want to be when this shows up? So instead of, I will stop using porn, a living goal might sound like, when I feel overwhelmed or lonely, I will slow down and choose connection instead of isolation. Instead of, I won't disappoint people, a living person goal might sound like, when conflict shows up, I'll stay honest and present, even if it's uncomfortable. Instead of, I want my attractions to go away, a living person goal might sound like, when these attractions show up, I will respond with integrity, honesty, and alignment with my values. The goal was never to eliminate our humanity. The goal was to become men who can inhabit it faithfully. And that realization opens the door to something even deeper. Now, I want to spend the rest of this episode talking about something I think is harder and more important than naming dead person goals: legacy goals. Not the kind of goals that look impressive on paper, not the kind you achieve and check off, but the kind that quietly shape how people experience you. Legacy goals. They're not about what people say at your funeral, they're about what people feel when they're with you. Legacy goals are about the atmosphere that you bring into a room. They're about whether people leave interactions with you feeling more alive or more diminished, more grounded or more anxious, more seen or more managed. Legacy goals aren't future goals, they are present tense commitments. So when I thought about legacy goals, I didn't sit down one day and write a list called My Legacy Goals. They emerged slowly as I paid attention to a few questions that kept coming up in my life. Questions like, how do people feel after being with me? That question changed a lot. It wasn't, what did I accomplish? Was I impressive? But when I left an interaction with people, how do people feel after they spend time with me? Is what I asked. Do they feel calmer, more hopeful, more free to be themselves? And that question trumped a lot of achievement based goals for me. Another question that shaped my legacy goals was, what kind of presence do I want to practice, especially when things are hard? Because presence is what people remember. Not our opinions, not our accomplishments, but our presence. I realized I want to practice being a person that is steady instead of reactive, curious instead of critical, honest without being harsh, grounded without being withdrawn. Those aren't things that you accomplish, they are things that you practice. Question number 3. This one matters deeply. I began asking, when people interact with me, what do they come to believe about God? Do they experience God as patient or demanding, safe or easily disappointed, interested in their humanity or threatened by it? A legacy goal for me became this: I want people to experience God as someone they can move toward honestly, not someone they need to perform for. So when I name my legacy goals, the ones I actually want to live from, they are these. I want people to feel more alive after being with me. I want people to feel safer telling the truth to themselves, to others, and to God. I want to help men inhabit their humanity faithfully instead of erasing it. I want to leave people with more agency than fear. And I want my presence to reflect grace, not performance. I think legacy goals are hard because they don't give us immediate feedback. You can't measure them, you can't optimize them, you can't win at them. They require slowing down long enough to notice how you speak, how you listen, how you respond, how you stay when it would be easier to leave. But these are the goals that shape families, communities, and truth. The question I want to leave you with is, what do people experience of life when they are with you? Let that question land. And you might get more specific, saying, what do I want my kids to feel around me? What do I want my spouse or friends to feel? What do I want people to associate with my presence? Legacy does not begin someday. It begins in the next interaction. So remember, dead goals try to eliminate discomfort. Legacy goals cultivate life. And the most faithful thing you may ever do is practice being a man whose presence brings more life into the world. And lastly, I want you to know this: you are not defined by what you're trying to avoid. You're defined by the one who calls you his. And when you place your love and trust in him, his presence in you becomes the legacy you leave. You've got this because God's got you. Hey guys, if you are enjoying the Own Your Identity podcast, please leave a review and pass it on to others who need to hear it. Here's what one man shared with me. Jason, I have gotten a lot of encouragement and hope from your testimony. Candor, spiritual emphasis, and straightforward and approachable vibe. I feel like I'm ready to find a safe and trustworthy space to take the next steps toward facing up to my lifelong SSA and moving toward more freedom in Christ. If you would like to journey with a small group of like-minded men to find your voice, honor your story, and chart your future, visit ownyouridentitynow.com/group coaching to learn more and book a free discovery call. Take care.